final thing.
Yo, what's going on, people or peep knots? What is good in the aforementioned neighborhood? Spent the morning recording for YouTube. Want to stream a bit, so we're gonna do some factory game for a bit. I don't know how long I'll be streaming. My throat kind of hurts. It doesn't hurt that bad. Like, I'm not like sick or nothing, but I did a lot of talking the past few hours already since I've been up, so let me put on a playlist. I think we're gonna listen to Blue Archive music today. Just kind of my vibe right now. I'm gonna shuffle the playlist. Looks like I have the music off in Factorio as is. Perfect. Let me move my water so I don't end up wearing it. Here's a reminder to drink some water. Alright, so we need to make our rocket silo. I want to make vulcanis better, but these heckin' cliff sides are driving me bananas. Like, look at this whole area that could just be used if we didn't have nasty cliffs everywhere. So that's going to be plan number one. We clearly have enough tungsten carbide. We're making science with relative ease, and I think we have like a pretty good buffer of the science as well that we've made. Yeah, look at that. We have plenty of science to ship off, so the science itself is fine. We should get it back to novice. Which means we need to do a couple things for our ship. One of which is get access to it again. We're technically trapped here. We can't actually return to novice in spite of being able to send the ship. So we are going to work on making a rocket silo, which, wouldn't you know, we have enough processing units for to make it. But unfortunately, we're going to need to make more processing units regardless. I think we're going to use this area that we had kind of torn up for that. I think what we're going to do to start is get rid of our... I guess we'll make new green circuits. I was going to get rid of this, but this kind of just functions for itself. We're going to make a whole new one, though. We do have plenty of assembling machines. I don't remember our ratio of green circuits to red to blue. So, let's see. 0.5 seconds is crafting time to make one, so it's 2 per second here. These are 6-second crafting time, so it's 3 to 1. Right? No, it takes 2. These make 2 a second, so it's 6 to 1. Two machines. 2 greens to 1 red. And then it's like 2 reds to 1 blue, kind of. Not exactly, though. Technically want 2.25 reds to 1 blue. Being said, we're going to want an excess of electronic circuits. So let's do this backwards. Let's do... How about 5 blue? $15 red, and then just a crap load of green. It's gonna be a lot to do, but it'll be fine. May as well do it. We have infinite resources here with no downside from what I can tell, so we may as well get a little wacky with it. Okay, so we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. These will be our blues, which need an input of sulfuric acid, which we have plenty of, green circuits, and red circuits. We'll do 15 red. You know what? I think we're going to change it. We'll do 16 red. But I'm going to layer them side by side. Like this. It's too close by 1. No biggie. Thankfully bots make it really easy to do. Oh my god, I'm doing the How the heck do I... How do I select multiple things? Oh, I can do it in map mode? What, my brain's like... Oh, it's Control C and Control X. I just completely... I've been playing shapes on stream and my input just completely changed to playing shapes for a second. I got real confused. Crazy how that brain works like that. So these are going to need plastic, copper cable, and electronic circuits. Output in the middle. Have that feed over to here. I think we'll move these down a little bit. This design doesn't allow for beacons right now, but I don't know if we're going to need beacons when it comes to making blue circuits, because these are going to be like very, very strictly for rocket parts. I don't think we need to stress it too much. Now we want hella green circuits. Normally it would be 2 to 1, but because we want them for this too, I think we're going to do 4 to 1. We're going to do this design. We don't have enough assembling machine 3s, that's okay, we can make more. Unfortunately, we need circuits to make them efficiently. Fortunately, we can slurp a good chunk of them. I wish I had put green circuits in boxes, that would have been really nice if I had done that. Having just like a mall with resources on hand would have been a cash money life decision, but not one that I made, so now we will suffer the consequences. How many do we need? A lot. More than 10, that's for sure. These will take a while to handcraft, so I'm gonna just keep handcrafting them while we're thinking about making other things. Gonna be a lot of steps to this process, for better or worse. One of which is making enough, whatever the heck they're called, thingummy-what's, as they're known in the streets, which you wouldn't really get. If you haven't been in the streets, it's probably kind of a foreign thought to you to call them thingummy-what's. I get that. So now that we freed up this area, there's no angry wormy over here anymore. We can tap in a little bit more. Let's have our bots... Can I deconstruct or planter these right away? I can. We're going to need a lot of materials. We're going to make this disconnected from the rest of our base, other than the fact that we're going to use the same power, but we may need to expand out the power. This also might be kind of overkill, but whatever. We can always ship extra circuits to Novice for things as well. So we want some foundries, and we do have some foundries, but I think we're going to want more foundries. So what are we going to want? We're going to want wires directly. We're going to want iron plates and cables. Those are the only two things we want here. I think we're going to want 6 of these in total. Let me see if we have any other ones available. I'm kind of spitballing. I know that the iron produces really slowly. We may want more than 6, but I'm thinking 6 is like a, maybe not necessary start, but certainly a beginning. We have an uncommon one too. I was going to leave it in there, but I think it may as well be used here. Looks like it crafts a little bit faster, so not going to be too upset about having that in our ranks. I don't have to make these so close to the lava either. Let's start with 6. We'll adjust it as needed, but let's start with 6. I'm gonna do 4 iron plates and 2 coppers, because it makes copper cables extremely fast. It makes iron plates way less fast. We do need a lot of cables. So we're gonna need molten iron. Don't know how many we're gonna need. I'm gonna assume that 2 for these ones and then 1 for these ones will be fine, but we may need to adjust our expectations and our outputs. We want molten iron from lava, and then we want molten copper from lava. We destroy the pipe creation because we're going to want a good chunk of pipes right now. Not a crazy amount. I think we may have taken down the pipes. We have some normal pipes still. I'm gonna grab a chunk of those and just have the bots get rid of these other materials on me I don't need. What are roboports made from? Is it blue circuits or can you make them before blue? I feel like you can make them with red and green. I know robots are red and green. Roboport. They're red. Perfect. I think we're gonna set up automation for roboports 2 with this. Maybe I should set that up now because this part of the base isn't doing nothing. We're gonna want at least a handful of roboports. I don't know if we need a crazy amount though. Where are they? They're in here, right? No? There they are. So red steel plate iron gear wheel. Right, we don't have assembling machines because they're extremely slowly crafting. It's really awkward. Guess I can place a ghost of one here for now. Should have probably just set up automation for making these assembling machines because they're going to take so long. Mainly because the speed modules take years to craft. Like each one of these takes about 5 minutes to make 5 of them, huh? 5 of the assembling machines just because of the speed modules. I could set up modules getting auto crafted, but let's just take it one step at a time. I want roboports because they're going to be useful. Need to get steel down here really quick too. I think I saw steel somewhere around here. I guess I didn't. We are going to be committing some big spaghetti crimes. Apologies to anyone who happens to be not super into gluten. Where does this go? This goes here. I'm going to just put steel in this belt. I don't really see a reason to not put steel in this belt. Up priority, throw it on steel. Slurp up everything that's left on here. Underground belt that bad boy. There. Now we've got steel in this belt. Substations I also want to set up. Good luck making a chest right now with all these auto crafts. Oh my god, I have some of them already. Fuck. Alright, so we have roboports being automated now. I'm only gonna leave a handful of them. Guess we'll put some efficiency modules in here. Only need 3 of them to cap it out. Got plenty of stack inserters, so I'll put one of them here. See, like, this barely makes enough, like, red circuits for anything. I know we don't have productivity modules or nothing, but this build is not meant to be, like, heavily sustainable. Ergo, why we're making the newer one. Alright, so will be green circuits. I guess we'll have these go up. We should mark what these machines are so we don't lose track of it. I should move these over slightly more. These needs copper cables, plastic bars, and green circuits. So we can have copper cables. We're gonna need to get plastic bars there too. I think we want to separate these a little bit more. This whole thing needs to go over like 1. I'm trying to plan out the like belts ahead of time. Thankfully, we have to wait a lot of time to get these crafters. No, we have plenty of things we can do while these crafters are being sprung. Thankfully, we have these lined up. They are lined up. Okay. Thankfully, we have a lot of stuff to do in the meantime whilst waiting. We got plastic bars going through here. We're gonna have plastic bars. We'll have plastic bars come upward. We'll have these go down here. These go down here. Plastic bars will come up here as well. And these will go down. We'll have... Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. I'm also not in love with this design, I'll admit. Because we don't have a good way to feed it by doing this. I could do belt weaving, but I don't really like that either. Maybe belt weaving's the play. I think it's easier just to move these to give us one more space. Because these can eat off the same belt. Like, that should be fine. We have iron plates going down here, iron plates and copper wire going down here, and then iron plates and copper wire going down here. Ran out of belts. Real awkward for anyone like me who likes to have belts at any given time. I think one more is sufficient. Once we have some roboports, we can have request ranges out here so we won't run out of stuff as well. I should set up some kind of automation for power poles as well. Ideally substations, just because substations are just like nice. Looks very, very easy to do. Maybe I'll do that next. That way we can make requests for the roboports and substations just kind of go down. Great, so the bot should be done now. Going to want these going down here as well at some point. But for now, I think we'll set up quick and dirty automation for those poles we were talking about, because I think that it's basically the substations. Like, everything we want is on this belt, effectively, except for the copper cables, which are like an inch away. I cannot believe we have not made any more assembling machine 3s. I should have just made 2s. Making 3s here is dumb as bricks. Oh, nope, we gotta filter you apparently. Do I have a request for steel somewhere? Where the heck did the bots go with that? Oh, I do have a request for steel. I was making ammunition. Need a few more assemblers at least. Really committing to the sauce right now. I think that's the belting we'll do to get that over. It's a little bit jank, I'll admit, but it's not so bad that it's like unusable. Alright, so that's substation setup. It wasn't too difficult to do. Substations will take a little bit priority over the roboports. We already have 14 of them made, so we shouldn't need to go too wild and crazy on them right now. No, we'll leave the limitation where it was. Right, so now we have the luxury of doing some roboport substation jankosity. Which means I should really have done big electric poles, but that's whatever, who cares? Which means bots can just deliver the stuff as they become relevant over here. Great. We can move this around as needed, but we need to figure out how to do the power here anyways, and this seems like a pretty apt solution. We'll just weave substations, because they should be big enough with this design, right? I just do underground here, and then underground here. Substation fits in between? It does. I'm just too large and in charge currently, which is super unfortunate for me. But also kind of the most fortunate thing that's ever happened to me, you know? Miko, what are you talking about? Don't worry about it. I'll tell you when you're older, kid. I didn't know you could control F in this game. That kind of blows my mind. I certainly just did successfully control F. Substations. They're there. See, we got a heck load of substations now. They're crafted way faster than we need them. Which is ideal for the record. Like, I am not going to scale down any of the crafting speed. I don't know why I would scale it down. It's actually kind of dumb as bricks to even suggest. Oh, look, sometimes you gotta be dumb as bricks so your smart moments can feel a little smarter. You who said that? You might not be super familiar with him, but his name's Sun Tzu. He wrote The Art of War. Wonder how regularly people, like, reference Sun Tzu. Surely I gotta be in, like, the upper echelon of people that mention Sun Tzu in The Art of War. Maybe I'm just, like, glazing myself a little on that front. At the same time... Dinner with Sun Tzu? Writer of The Art of War? For $10,000. Be hard-pressed to find a lot of people picking... $10,000. I don't know what's wrong with me. Here's a big volcanic rock in the way. That's what's wrong with me. Smack it in its big, dumb volcanic head. Oh my god, I trapped myself in this pipe somehow. Truly of the ages, I am. I really don't want the wiring to go in front of the machines when possible. I love substations. It's kind of like a crime against humanity with how many substations I'm using, but I do like them, I must confess. Okay, so we need to bring calcite up here. Do you have any calcite mines around here? I don't believe so. We just have that one calcite down there, not a plentiful amount of it. We found more calcite? I feel like we did somewhere. Yeah, but nowhere where we want it. That would be nice. Let's go explore our new chunk that we unlocked the rest of, too. Maybe it's just calcite on the eastern side that I can pump in. Would not be too upset about that. This chunk is a lot bigger than I thought it was. There's the end of it. Holy. The heckin' chunky tungsten mine on the edge of this one. Yeah, I'm certainly over the line now. I was just hoping to see if there's any calcite over here. I don't mind pumping the one from lower in the base, but we are going to run out of it sooner than later, so I would like to plan out our next calcite excursion. Ow. I don't know why I said ow. I think I just reflexively said ow because I assumed I walked into the lava. Which does not seem to be possible, but... We do not seem to have calcite over here. We do have a nice tungsten we found. When that tungsten's getting low, we can definitely look into that. I think we're gonna have to unfortunately tap into the calcite that's over on the western side right now. Not the end of the world, we already have it pumped up here. It's over here, we can certainly grab from it. It doesn't get consumed that quickly traditionally. At least in my experience, it doesn't seem to. Oh, it goes right into the pipe. Right into the NASA people. So sad. Why is there only half a calcite here? Never mind, I figured it out. There's a tree. It ruined all of my calcification dreams. Well, the calcite has made its way home. Didn't even need to change the design to input it. We do need to set up off-putting stone, though, which I'm gonna do. We've messed up a thing somewhere again because there's one line of it. Unless it's just it fixed after a little bit. No, it's something I'm gonna fix. Either way, we will fix that. Just give us a little bit of time. You gotta believe me. I don't really have a use for this stone right now, so this stone's just gonna go straight back in. Heck. How did this happen again? How could this happen to me? Where are roboports? We have a bunch, right? Yeah. And our coverage around a little bit. Just so the bots won't struggle as much. Thank you, bots. You're very kind. Let us reconnect the calcite and then finish off the offloading with the stack inserter of all time. Thinking that on its own will be enough to keep up with our stone output, hopefully. So we've got 4 things of iron plates, 2 things of copper wire. I don't know how it's possible, but we didn't make enough of these assemblers. I'm about to just turn them into assembling machine 2s and call it a day, but I've come so far that I have to kind of commit to it now, because I'll feel like a dum-dum if I don't. Like, I already kind of feel like a dum-dum, you feel me? Any red circuits that I could nab real quick? You do? You're so kind. Green circuits is what I need? Green circuits is what I need. Handcrafting these assembling machine 3s is one of the most grueling, slow things I've opted to do in this, rather than just set up the automation and have them get placed on their own. I really regret it. I wish I had set that up. Hold on, I'm plugging in my headset. Look, it's been dying for a while. It keeps beeping at me. It's stressing me out. I don't know what to do with my hands. Alright, headset plugged in. Looks like we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more, and we're crafting not nearly enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need to craft 2 more of them. I should just set up automation for him. I really should. Even just setting up assembling machine 2s and then speed modules and just handcrafting them from there. Just setting up speed modules would have saved a tremendous amount of time, regardless. We have more to work on, so we will do our iron. So where do we want these things to go? We need iron and copper cable. This will consume them fairly quickly, but we have fast belts. We can also make faster belts once we get the science off the planet. So we could improve this later on. This also wants copper cables. I think I'll take 1 dedicated belt of copper cables for this, and then these will split separate one. What the heck is the point of these ones in the middle? I guess I could split even more materials. That's almost certainly not. No, we need those in the middle. I'm being dumb. If anything, we should probably separate these one further, but I think their distance is kind of ideal right now. No, we could certainly separate one further. I think that's the play. So that everything has its own dedicated belt. We'll do that. And then just move it one further. I didn't have to release these belts, but that's fine. So this way, I'm gonna split the belts so that there's a half belt of iron and copper on each of these. Are these like off sync? I keep thinking this left one is higher than the right one. I don't know why. They look right. Oops, they're absolutely right. I just had to destroy all of my hard work to convince myself that they were right. So how do we want to do this? We'll have 4 belts. We want 1 more copper maker. I think I'll do that. I think this will help the brain a little bit. Alright, so this one can be dedicated for the red circuits. What is the recipe of red circuits specifically? 4 cables, 2 circuits, 2 plastic bars. Volcanico? You're so right, though. Very provocative of you. Maybe I have the green circuit spit upwards? I haven't decided yet. We're gonna need the plastic. Where are we making plastic? Are we making a lot of plastic? Do we need to make more plastic? We got some plastic. We're not really using any plastic, but we're probably gonna consume a lot more plastic as time goes on. Might need to make more plastic. We're currently maxed on petroleum. So let's ramp up our plastic a little bit before we get too into this. Chemical plant. Okay, so we've ramped up plastic. Now I feel a little less bad about it. I mean, we only doubled it, so it's not like a meaningful difference, but I feel like this is going to hurt us a lot less in the grand scheme of things. I want to split the plastic into 2 belts and have it go 2 ways, one of which is here, one of which is here, but I also want undergrounds here for the sulfuric acid. We'll just pull it far away. Where the heck are normal pipes? There they are, normal pipe. Gonna copy that, and then we're just going to paste that for the 5 relevant ones. We'll connect that to the sulfuric acid. Surprised that that's not marked for deconstruction. Maybe that's slightly out of the Roboport range. Or maybe they can only place, not deconstruct outside of the range. Either way. This will make it so we have a sole belt of plastic going down. But the belt is going to be completely unshared, which I don't think is worth it. I want to share the plastic with the circuits, I think. It'd be easy enough to put all the plastic on one belt. On one side at least. A little bit on the left side, which is I think the opposite of what we want. Let's see where these output. These are going to output on the right side of the belt. Actually, this is fine then. I'm not going to connect them yet in case I change my mind. That's the plastic setup. I'm going to want to get half belts of each of these, so maybe I get rid of the splitters actually. The splitters are throwing. This works a lot better for my intent without combining them. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 4 belts. We want to combine. We want to split here, split here. Here will be our origins of 4 belts. Actually, we don't need to copy that design because we have these like as is. That's our first one done. The other one's gonna be in similar ways. I just like to make it as eloquent as possible with our limited space. Like, if you're not doing something aesthetic, are you really, like, doing anything? I guess I can just do the exact same thing. Whoops. It's belt number 2 done. Belt number 3 and belt number 4 will be much easier than the original ones. With belt 3 done and belt 4 should be just as easy. I feel like I could have done this a little bit more eloquently, but I kind of like how it looks, so I don't really want to change it. Oh my god, we finally finished handcrafting enough? No, okay, we've got the last one coming out right now. Definitely not worth how much effort I put into that, but that's okay. So, these belts should be everything that we want. In a hopefully decent ratio. It's a little bit hard to tell. I spitballed them. And that should be green circuits done. Should probably use stack inserters for these. I have an upgrade planner for those. I don't have it anymore. I'm wrong. That's so sad I left it on novice. These are gonna go really quick if I use them like this, though. I may as well. I mean, this is gonna produce things that'll give us more things to produce, you know? You make a thing maker and then the thing makes itself. Then when you got things, you make more things. Then things make things, and things. It's something. Okay, so this is green circuits done. Green circuits are currently outputting downwards. We have plastic set up to go on here. However, we want green circuits to also go on here. This is not the side that we want them to be on. We want the complete opposite of this, so I'm glad that I opted to not release this beast into the system already. Output priority rights, filter, plastic. Now this should put it on the sides we want. We'll have the plastic output much higher up, though. The heck is this here? This is where the... Okay, this is where the copper is coming down. Putting copper cables on the outer ones. We're putting green circuits on the inner ones. That should be green circuits weaved. Plastic's done, green circuits are done. We need to get copper cables onto the red circuits, which should be pretty easy from this point. A little bit's about here. We'll have this go and split here. Thinking about it critically, I could have just had like the two things output. Maybe I'll do that instead. Although a splitter is probably a good idea to keep it so that one side doesn't get too blocked up. It'll be fine. I think that low density structure in rocket fuel is going to be a lot simpler than this. Oh, but this doesn't put him on a full belt saturated. I guess I can just do it like that. Okay, so copper wire should be done now. Which means all we have left is the sulfuric acid. Hopefully. We also don't have green circuits feeding into here yet. Actually, I can see a kind of cheeky place to put this. So we'll do it over here instead. That's not a cheeky place at all. Ah, it could still be a cheeky place. No, it's not going to be a cheeky place, because we're going to need this belt to be a little bit longer, I think. Dang it, everything else of the design really came together. I'm just not in love with this. Okay, now this should be fine as is, but we need to figure out something to get to the blue circuits without being too tragic looking. That's max distance. We can't really sweat that one. We can make this tighter though. That should work. Hopefully, I mean, it looks fine. Blue circuits craft so slowly, I don't think I'm gonna have to stress having 2 reds on each of them. These, I want 2 reds on each of them. I really like doing these designs and like making the whole thing and then putting it together, because it might be like completely scuffed by the end. Probably won't be, but it might be, which is kind of cool to think about. I think everything is good looking. I really didn't check the ratios back here. This is what we might have to change the most. Oh right, we need to get the sulfuric acid going. Where is our sulfuric acid spitting out? Basically nowhere nearby. Don't know if we're making enough sulfuric acid. I'm going to assume we are. Actually, there should be some up here, right? No, that's lubricant that goes up there. So I'm going to just drag some of this sulfuric acid over to where we need it. Didn't want to bring it across the coal. Wow, we are ripping through coal right now, huh? I didn't realize we need more miners. That's awesome. Heck it, we got 2 more on us right now. Send it. I I did not realize we were ripping through so much coal. That's probably going to be a problem at some point. I mean, we have a pretty big patch here. Oh my god, they've already eaten through like a chunk of it. Yeah, that might be a problem at some point. Anyways, not going to affect me at this exact juncture, so we'll deal with it later. And then I'll be like, dang, I really should have dealt with that not later. It'd be really funny. How far are we from it? Okay, it's got to go to the right. Alright, so we've got the sulfuric acid hooked in. I think I'm going to just turn it on and see how it goes. May as well do it stage by stage. First will be the green circuits. And the red circuits. And then the blue circuits. Starting to see that our copper is hurting, so we're going to want to do more of that. Is it that we're not producing enough, or we just can't output enough? We're not producing enough. Very easy to rectify, thankfully. Well, potentially easy to rectify, I should say. I shouldn't jump the gun on this one. This may suck to rectify in practice. I think what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect this part. And instead, we're going to have these ones go through here. Wait, what happened here? No, stop. See, here's where it's going to go wacky trying to fix this stuff. Upper priority left, and then copper cable. I'll copy this design. Oh my god, wait, that's two different things both being used up. Maybe this is more intense than I thought it would be. It's a pretty sizable build, so I'm not too stricken about it being a little bit intensive. It's not that big, but it's definitely overkill for what we need. Uh-oh. Looks like we're gonna have to cut this part and move it down one. Oh, okay, I see. I had originally designed these in a different way than I thought. That's fine. Should be easy to rectify. We just have to do the opposite thing here. Gosh, I'm really getting the belt spaghetti. See, this is why I do it all at once like this, because it's way funnier to feel like I'm scrambling. Up priority right, copper cable. And we can have that instead go this way. What a banger track. That should have fixed that. And slurp up the incorrectly placed ones. And during this entire time while scrambling, we get to experience the beauty of no production. Truly a blessing of the world. I believe that's what we did on this one. It's been a little bit since we had this one set up. Okay. This one will need to just go straight down and then connect in. Now we need to hype these, and we need to see if this machine can keep up. And I got a funny feeling it can. Well, the molten copper is kind of buffering, surprisingly. I think it's because these aren't on, though. I think we need a second one of these. I'm gonna just pregame it. I can feel it in my bones that this is correct. Wonder what our power is gonna look like after all this. I didn't see how the copper was holding. I'm gonna assume the copper is fine. I didn't think that wires would be our issue, but wires are always our issue, so it really shouldn't surprise me. Right, I wanted these to be doubled up. We didn't actually put an output for the, whoops, I didn't mean to make a new group here. We didn't put an output for the blue circuits, but we have made blue circuits, so that's something. Blue circuits they're a little bit of a headache, but manage to persevere. Which is good, because we need a bunch of blue circuits for various things. Looks like I did over-engineer it in the end. Which is nice, though. It looks really satisfying, right? Because now the secret is I'm gonna rip these off at the end and start using these to make other things that require red and green. Specifically, I want to start doing assembling machine 3s, but maybe it's a little bit late to be starting that. Either way, let's start making some modules down here. For no in particular reason, I'm going to do some speed modules in this exact spot. Who can really say why? Thankfully, we can just snap a bunch of circuits now when we need stuff, because we are making a bountiful amount for the harvest. So let us set up... I'm gonna just set up all 3 basic circuit productions here, modules. No quality or nothing. We will do this and this, and we'll just have them spit out, just so we have like a stack of each one. These get a little bit expensive. I got some plans. I got a mana plan in Panama. This is the other one, which is making some provider chests. Because, at the end of the day, our goal is to make it so this place is self-sufficient, or at least sufficient where if we're not on the planet it won't stop running, or if we're far away or doing something else, we can fix everything. Or create more. Being able to build from the map is the goal. This little circuit mall is a good start for that. Trying to think about what type of boxes we're gonna need. I think we can probably just skip some of them, but I think I'll make all 5 so it looks pretty. We just need to rip some steel over here. You know, it makes sense that these get a little bit of less of a burn on their materials. I really like this design. It came out super well. How many foundries do we have? We need to delete all of these heckin' copied foundries that I stored accidentally. I didn't mean to. We got plenty of foundries. I think I'm gonna set up one over here that eats some of the molten iron to make steel. Whoops. I don't know why I'm doing this in the dumbest way possible, but here we are. Dumb Co's tricks again. Alright, molten steel. Or I guess molten steel from iron. Probably attach the requisite fluids. Probably don't need a stack inserter here. But I'll do one anyways, just for the road. Did I do that backwards? Nope, I just did it wrongly. Like I said, we don't need a crazy amount of this. Not a bad thing to have some steel available in the base, though. We're going to use this to craft steel boxes. We'll do it down here. Then we'll just put those steel boxes on belts. We'll feed into here. I know I made it sound like we were trying to get off Vulcanis, and we are, but like we had to do the preparations to get off. We did preparations to get off Novice, we had to do preparations to get off Vulcanis as well. I like having all the chests craftable, okay? I can't help it. I know that like some of them are completely useless, like the storage chest really doesn't do anything meaningful, but like look how heckin' pretty it'll look in the end. I'm thinking about people like me. And no one else. I'm the only person you're allowed to think about for the rest of the day. Congratulations. Most well-adjusted streamer of all time speaks to their chat. We will make some steel chests here. Have the belts go the wrong way. That is the appropriate reaction to what I just said, T. Thanks for posting those emojis. Real cash money. You know what I kind of want to do? I'm gonna nab these red chests specifically because I got an idea. This way they're all like little red chests in a line. It's gonna drive me crazy unless I move it like one to the right. There we go. See, look how nice it looks. Got our little mall here. We certainly don't need more than one stack of each of these. They're gonna craft fairly slowly. Fortunately, these are not things that we need en masse. It's just nice to have them available. Perfecto. So now, we've set up our blue circuits, which we aren't even using yet. We should definitely be putting those in a chest, but I think what we'll do instead, I mean, we'll put them in a chest actually. I wanted to set up passive provider chests deliberately with the intent of putting these in chests, so definitely gonna do that to start. Once you get up and running on a planet, everything kind of changes. I'd like to get automation for assembling machines as well. I think that's like the last major thing we need. It looks like even with max demand, like these 5 assembling machine 3s just we make so much of everything else that it doesn't really matter. It's very ideal. Rather had more than less. We could work on LDS and stuff, but I think what we're going to do instead is work on getting the silo itself out first. So what I'm going to do is slam down an assembling machine 3, which we totally have access to. Actually, it should be fairly easy now that these speed module 1s are in our hands. We need some electronic circuits. See, look how much faster they craft now. Speed modules are so heckin' slow. Having them readily available kind of goes extremely hard. We're gonna set up automation for assembling machines. I think we'll go all the way to 3 since we have that available. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is set up a requester chest here. Make a, not a cargo landing pad, a rocket silo here. And then put in a request for, like, I guess I can manually put in all the PPAs they need. But, like, I assume concrete is something we have in a box that would be able to be brought up here. Perhaps even steel plates, too. Looks like concrete is not in a box. Let's investigate that. Neither is steel plates? Maybe they're just not in Roboport range. I could have sworn we were putting steel plates in a box somewhere. Nope, they're just not the right type of box. We change the type of box there. There's a storage chest, which means I guess it couldn't have been taken from, but now it can be taken from. Looks like our coal is keeping up a little bit better too. You're already empty? Didn't you have like 1,000 to go? I must have been looking at the wrong one. Definitely have a heavy bias on the lower side of the belt there, so we put a splitter there to move it on the top side as well. We'll fill those passively, although we don't have enough electric engine units and we're also not making them. I only have 100 on me and I think it needs 200 to make. So electric engine units are definitely going to be the play. Which is engine unit, electronic circuit, which we have plenty of now, and lubricant. Engine units are just steel plates, iron gear wheel, and pipe. I guess I could just make the engine units like completely from foundries, huh? This does not produce a lot of steel plates. I think I'll set up a second foundry here. Okay, cool. So I should up that a little bit. I do think I'm gonna do some foundries like on their own though. I gotta be careful. I think we're falling behind on some of these. We're definitely behind on copper now. Thankfully, this is pretty easy to scale up for us. I'll do 2 more. Oh my god, I set up a... Oh. I set up another copper machine and it just wasn't coppering. That'll definitely be the problem. That one just was never plugged in ever. I also never set up so that the lava can be properly dispersed. Which means I gotta redo this design. Now that should be sufficient. No wonder it wasn't working as good as I was expecting. One of them literally wasn't doing nothing. That should be a completely fine amount of copper now. We may as well upgrade the steel while we're here. Or iron, I should say. Okay, so that should be plenty now. These machines should be at full capacity. Right? These aren't on yet. Why aren't these on? These are backwards. Oh my god. I'm really struggling with these pipes. Okay, so now the molten copper is heckin' flowing. We should be ahead on it. It might take a little bit to fill up everything, but we should be ahead on it. Great. Hooray, as they say. We simply cannot output our stone at a satisfying enough pace anymore, which is an interesting problem to have. Vulcanis really presents itself with some very interesting issues. This is still struggling to output. That's crazy. I guess it's not that crazy. I'm gonna have a separate belt for this to output with. Pretty easy, quick, clean fix. There we go. Now we should be good. I don't even have that plugged in over there. Yeah, it looks like our pumping speed on the lava is just fine. Pipes are literally always full. Now we should have an excess of iron. We definitely do. Now I don't have to stress about making the engine units. as much as I was stressing about it before. The steel plates, iron gear wheel pipes, these all come directly from foundries. We have steel plates here, but they're being consumed literally the second they're available, just because we're doing boxes, although it looks like we've made pretty good progress on them. Our green circuits are hurting right now, but I think that's a consequence of us not having enough copper initially. How's our throughput on them? We're dropping enough of them. Gonna speed mod those. Keep an eye on the copper and see how it goes. Looks like it still does fine. As long as it's output full, we're doing fine. These hungry hippos absolutely consume them before they can get down the belt because they craft so fast. I guess we need a full dedicated belt of each of them. It should be fine. It's less than ideal, but also like there's just so much stress on the base down here still. Is there any way I can change this? There kind of is. Not the most eloquent thing ever, but at least I can have this side yoink some of the extra copper. With faster belts, I think it would be better. Are these filling up? They are. So if we can make green belts, which we should be able to soon, and then replace these with green belts, it should be mostly fixed. These are producing too fast for what we can actually output. Look at our power. Holy. All right, back to the engine units, because we want to focus about getting off this planet eventually. Okay, steel plate, iron gear wheel, Pipe. I think I'm going to make them in their own area. Steel plate, iron gear wheel, Pipe. Those should all be from iron, so I'll have a foundry also doing iron here. Alright, so we'll have this to molten iron again. Thankfully we have calcite available very close by. Molten iron. Let us set up our offshore pumps. I can't fit through here anymore, which is a little bit annoying. I kept trying over and over, and I was like, it'll work this time. Surely I'm just not moving good enough. Nah, it don't work. Okay, and then we will have these two steel here. Oh, we can do LDS right away? Oh, snap. I'm glad I saw that. We can do LDS from foundries. That is incredible. I did not realize that was something we could do. We will absolutely do that instead of crafting it normally. It's not too bad to make normally, but this is very convenient. Then the rocket fuel will be the only thing left to do regardless. What was the other thing we needed for it? Which is the green circuits, I think, for engine units? No, it's Pipes, okay. And then it's engine units and lubricant for the other one. Cast Pipe. And now we will have them connect down here. These will obviously be spinning out at fairly different paces, but I'm not sweating it. This is just like a quick, we want some engine units thing. Self-sustaining, self-contained. Set it, forget it. we will put down a few assembling machines. We already have some of them. I didn't realize we did. I meant to automate assembling machines, but that hasn't happened yet. We keep getting lost in the sauce. I should have several of these instead of just one. Oh, I'm gonna make a really cool design, actually. I just got a sick idea. Do I need one space between them? I guess I can take a space between, but I don't think they need one. I think that that's just like farming aesthetic by doing that. Now let's pack them together. Oh, I actually really like that design. I don't know if that'll be like sufficient or not. It's kind of a sick way to do it though. Yeah, I know, Miko, stop feeling yourself. You're gonna start getting to your own head again and the Hube's gonna get out of control, but like, I think my Hube feels a little justified at this exact moment. Wait a minute, it's not justified. Why is it not justified? Oh, it's not justified. Abort, abort, abort. Cubeless %. Oops. Now this should be fine? I'll scale it down to 3 of them. We got engine units. Okay. Oh, it's got a shortage because there's just not any of them coming through because I forgot to output the stone properly. Which is in fact a noob mistake, and I will in fact pay for my crimes one day, just not today. This is kind of a cool design. It's certainly not the most space efficient, but it's kind of sick. I like it. Actually, let's have them all go the same way. I changed my mind. So we have engine units, which we need to turn into electric engine units. Do we need those for these as well? We do not. So electric engine units are just engine units, circuits, and lubricant, and boy, do we have a decent surplus of circuits. Ironically, now the iron can't keep up, so I'm gonna just do my best to slap speed modules into everything and hope that it fixes itself. It looks like the iron's keeping up fine. It has output full, so it should be fine. Regardless, we will be tapping in to some of this for this build. We also need the lubricant, which is over here somewhere. Over here somewhere. We should put a RoboPort over there so that's not wanting anymore. Seamless co-op Elden Ring is so fun. It's very, very enjoyable. I've done one playthrough of it. I want to do another one at some point. Glad to hear that you've been enjoying it, though. Whoops. Load-bearing power pole alert. Load-bearing power pole alert. Are there any bosses you've done in Night Rain so far that you've enjoyed? Because I think this is your first time playing, or at least first time getting like decently into it. There's a few fun bosses. There's other bosses that made my brain want to go kablooey. Speaking of my brain going kablooey, I was getting so lost in the sauce just staring there for a minute. Alright, where's the lubricant going? Where's it coming from? Where did it come from? Where did it go? Where did it come from, Cotton Eye Joe? If I hold a pipe, does it show me pipelines? It does. We got lubricant coming all the way up here. Be honest with you, I didn't know we had these pipes available. Oh, hey, it's me on the map. What's up, me? How's it going? Let's make a few more assembling machine 2s. I don't know, like, how many we're gonna meaningfully need. So I don't know if anything has been really all that fun. I've also fought them a few times in the air, and I don't know if anything has been really that fun. So far they've been too easy. I think we're gonna increase the staggering and HP of everything. Do it up. Always good to try to challenge yourself a little bit, in my opinion. They put, like, on the like proper page of that mod, the, like, I was gonna say Steam page, but I think it's like Nexus mods or whatever, like, yeah, this makes it, like, inherently easier, which is, like, just the nature of it. Having two people makes it easier. So you kind of have to, like, fine-tune it a little bit. All right, we've got the lubricant going into these. We just need the green circuits, which we have right here. I think what I'll do is I'll make one more of these. Oh my god, fine. I'll go automate assembling machines after this. I know, I don't want to hear it. Alright, electric engine units are done. Thankfully, we'll put those into the passive provider chest. That should be our silo done with that. Still producing a little bit of steel plates for it. I think it's because I have the request for steel plates so low, maybe. That will now finish itself with time, which means we can focus on getting the LDS up, which we will need. Oh man, I really don't feel like doing the assemblers, but I know I should. I'm gonna do the assemblers. I'm gonna stop whining about it. Iron plate, iron gear wheel, electronic circuit. I'm gonna tap in right here because we've got the iron. I'm gonna get real funky with it though. The Ultra Crunkinator. We're gonna change this though. We want you to be iron plates. Where do you make iron plates, my dude? There you are. Gonna rip those gear wheels out. See, this is where it starts to get real beautiful, when I start doing desperate crap like this. I seen a bunch of iron plates. Oh, wait a minute. Look, iron plates. Wow, my problem solved itself. Oh my god, iron gear wheels. Hi. Alright, so This will make assembling machine 1s. Done. Assembling machine 2s need 1s, then gear wheels, circuits, and steel plates. This is gonna be so heckin' jank. Could have made this in a much cleaner spot, but now I'm committed to it, so it's too late to turn back, unfortunately. Well, I can't count damage if the boss is distracted, I perma-stagger them. Yeah, that was my opinion of how that mod generally went too. Where if you go heavy weapons and like jump attack and stuff, you'll often just kind of like GG the boss without scaling the staggering. Alright, assembling machine 2 is done. So now we just need those and speed modules, and wouldn't you know it to be true. Those are really easily done. So I think what I'm going to do is a requester chest, perhaps, to finish the last one. So we'll set this up right here. We'll have 2 chests, 1 in and 1 out. One of which will be a requester chest in, and the other one will be a passive provider chest out. We'll set out the formula for this. We'll do a request, and we will just do simply speed modules. 50 of them is fine. It's almost certainly overkill. But now we should have all of our assembling machines automated. We kind of fitted them with other stuff, but it should work just fine. We have electric engine units. Did it finish making our silo yet? I'm gonna guess no. Okay. I never put in a request for engine units. Okay. I think I'll just go nab a bunch of steel myself and put in. We set 4.6k steel in here. They just move it very slowly. Okay, that should be the steel taken care of. Need the concrete steel. Still, but I think it's going a little bit slow just because the bots have to move across the place. Oh my god, I can't believe we're ripping through this area so quick. Alright, we're resetting the miners in the middle of this area. A little concerned at how fast we're going through coal. I know I said that before. Okay, there we go. Hopefully that'll be a little bit better, because it just keeps on. Like, look at this. You could just see a heckin' square taken out. Oh man, we ripped through coal. How do we solve that? I don't think there's any more coal on this planet. That's crazy. I never really thought about that being an issue, but it might be a big issue in the long run. Huh. I guess we can make more quality miners, and that'll help. I saw this black box on the map, so I need to go reveal it. It's going to drive me heckin' crazy. Let's check the Factoriopedia. We can synthesize coal, but we have to go to Gleba to do it. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, this is good news, at least. Once we get coal liquefaction, like, this is not bad to do, because we can make carbon. Although I guess we make carbon from coal, but does that create more coal? So coal is used in making carbon, but we can't wait. No, I have it backwards. Coal synthesis takes 5 carbon per 1 coal. So while we can't make it infinite here, we can shoot down carbon from space. I just can't believe how much we're heckin' ripping through it. Maybe the edge of the patch was just particularly light. I'm gonna give that some credit and say the middle's gonna hold a lot longer. How much do these hold each? Where is my patch? There it is. He's like 130k each. That should last at least a bit longer. Right, I was gonna go manually grab some concrete. Let's go do that and finish our silo. There's concrete, baby. Where is the concrete? I'm gonna just grab the 400 that's left in there. Break the requester chest, I think, too, while we're at it. And there you go, we barely have enough, but we're making our rocket silo, which is our way out. However, we do need low density structure and rocket fuel still, so it's not quite done yet. Do I not have any storage chests anymore? I'm surprised the bots, maybe they've probably all been busy because I have a lot of them on me. Let me go store more of these bots. I realized I probably nabbed a crazy amount of them while moving the roboports. I hadn't thought about that before. Setting up robot production is probably a good idea too, but I think we need LDS for that. Where are the robots? No, we need flying robot frames, which is not LDS, but in fact, engine units. Construction robots are just, yeah, circuits and then robot frames. I think the other ones, yeah, red circuits instead of green. Definitely something we want to set up. Did not luck out on the rocket silo. So it goes. However, we have a rocket silo. We also have blue circuits to feed into it. Maybe not a crazy amount yet, but we have some. Where do we want to set up the silo? Probably over here somewhere. Maybe right here. It'll involve belting blue across the way, but the science is over here. Although I guess I can just requester chest the science. Maybe we'll do it over here instead. Maybe this area right here. This kind of looks like a nice spot for it. Where's our rocket silo? There it is. Boom. That's a respectable position for a rocket silo. So, per norm, it needs rocket fuel, low density structure, and processing units. Now, the LDS looked really easy to make, but I'm going to make its own build, much like I've done for all of these as well. Why are we making none of these? Ah, because we had run out of engine units. Well, great news. Now we can set up a request for this for the engine units, because I think that's the only thing that you don't normally pull on your own. No, that's a lot you don't pull on your own, actually. We need to set up electric mining drills as well. What do you need? Nothing. You're just killing it. Keep up the good work. Proud of you. Tungsten carbide comes through here. We should set up electric mining drills because we can automate these as well. I want to send these back to Novice, the big mining drills. So definitely want to set this up. How bad are mining drills to make? Not bad at all. Iron plate, iron gear wheel, electronic circuit. Or did I say iron plate? I think I meant steel plate. No, it is iron plate. Okay. That's really, really easy then. Shame we don't have anything Making iron gear wheels in this vicinity. We have some right here. Can technically rip from that, but it'll be slow to rip them. I'm a little concerned that I haven't received any assembling machine 3s yet. Did I forget to output them? They aren't getting speed module because my logistic request is taking priority over it. Gonna turn off my personal logistics so it starts producing those for at least a little bit. Not that it's a big deal, I can just go manually feed it. Alright, so we were going to have this make... I think we were gonna have this make. It had to be something temporary. Oh, right, it was mining drills. Gonna say, I know it wasn't something like we need a bunch of this forever and always or nothing like that. Our green circuits are a little bit far away. We don't have pipes being created either. I'd like to reset up our pipe creation. I'm cutting that out because I need this space to quickly rip green circuits, but we definitely want to have pipes being created again, like ASAP. Oh, this is some real ragu, fettuccine alfredo spaghetti that we are doing to make something so simple. However, slam down the requester chest. Make a request for, what do we need? Mining drills and engine units. Request. Mining drill. We'll just ask for 50 of them. And then electrical engine units. 50 of those. That way we'll be producing some of these drills passively. These will be nice to have. We're going to want to put them on the ship anyway, so I'd like to... Even if it takes some bot focus, I think it'd be good to start crunking them out now. Everything else is set up. Oh, you know, we also need to make a request for red circuits, unless we drag them down here, which I think we might just do, because they're pretty close as is. Whoops. How in the heck am I crunking those so bad? Whoops, that's the wrong direction. Cool. Look, we've already got quality miners coming out, and I think I'll take that one right away and slam it down on that coal. I guess with how we have it set up, with them being so close, they're just going to rip through the patches they're on because of how efficient they are at mining. They get a nice little spicy foundry too. Let's work on our low density structure, which seemed to be pretty simple to make for us. I think I'm going to make it over here. Is there any lava on the right over there? You know what? I think we'll make it over there instead. Reason being that the plastic is really the quote-unquote limiting factor. We already have some plastic on this side, so we'll just make it the LDS over here and we'll drag it across. So to get ahead of the game, I will break off some of the plastic now and start to bring it up. I don't know how much plastic we're gonna need. Like, full stop, this might not be anywhere near what we need. We might have to just make plastic on site too. We also might be fine. So I'm going to have 3 of these. I don't remember the exact ratio, but I believe it was very much in favor of copper being in demand. Wow, okay. So it would be 3 of the copper and 1 iron to 1 machine. Or at least to have the ratios, right? Maybe we could do several machines. I don't know how much it's going to eat. It's a little tough for me to tell that stuff. And by a little bit tough, I mean, oh god, it's so difficult. Let's try 3 machines. We've got the stuff to burn, might as well. So these will be making molten copper. Whoops. Spin everything for fun at this point. This one will make molten iron. Oh, I picked the wrong one. I was like, where the heck's the input? There we go. So we need to set up... Oh my god, we don't have our P-Pays and stuff. I'm going to turn on my personal logistics again. And the bots are like, oh god, you require assembling machine 3. We've made 7. Like, thanks for the 7 assembling machine 3s. Very kind of you. I really just want the P-Pays though. Definitely want more bots. I'm going to turn off my logistics now because they've done plenty for me. Thankfully, even with logistics off, they trash, which I didn't realize they would do, but I'm very happy to see how. Unless maybe this is just from before. I guess if they grab the coal will be the determining factor. Which I figured they would have since it was at the front. Okay, they do grab the coal, so they will still trash even if personal logistics are off. That's quite nice. Alrighty then. So we're going to want full conserters off-putting. As well, this stone might be useful, it's not useful at this exact moment, so I'm just not going to stress it. So now let's set up a few more offshore pumps. Dang, that's kind of supremely cursed that I can set up offshore pumps there. Oh my god, I forgot we need calcite. I'm also not trapped forever. I guess not forever, but kind of forever. Luckily we have calcite right over here. Gosh. That'd have been a little embarrassing otherwise. However, with this tank design, I think I'm going to have the calcite go out the front side, or input on the front side, I guess. Alright, so there's the calcite sorted out. We're going to have low density structure. We also need to bring the plastic up, but we brought it up partway already, I believe. Looks like this is not going to be a sufficient location for that after all. Where the heck are my power poles? How the heck do I lose everything in my inventory every time? Just what in the heck is going on? Alright, cool. Is this enough space? Surely. This should be fine. It's a little bit tight, but it should be fine. Okay, it's not fine. I mean, it will be fine, but it's not. It's really not fine. Nothing about what I did could be considered fine. However, it's fine. So stop stressing it. How about that? Alright, so now these are all connected. Which means these are all getting the fluids that they need after some tremendous spaghetti creation. We're going to need a belt for the copper, which is not quite where I wanted it to come in, but that's okay. I said copper, I totally meant plastic. It'll be our secret. You're not going to tell anyone. You're cool. That's why I let you sit at the same table with me at lunch, because you're just cooler than the rest, you know? Hey, and that's LDS. Thinking we're going to want a lot more of these. Maybe. I actually don't know how much we're going to need to consume per second, if I'm being honest with you. I might just bring it down to the silo and mind my own business. I ran out of belts. I require belts. Can I have some belts, please? My robots. Thanks, robots. I don't know why I'm saying that so weird. I don't think we need this upgrade planner right now. Let's get rid of a few other of these like blueprints that are just nothing. I like that one that's just like one underground belt. Or underground pipe, excuse me. Alright, cool. So, that is the second of our desired inputs inputted. We'll be able to leave this place. I was going to say never come back, but that's really not it. We'll be coming back. Probably. Alright, so we need rocket fuel. How do we make rocket fuel? It's solid fuel and light oil, and we don't really have a cheat sheet for that, do we? There's not an alternative way to make it here. Rocket engine valve. Rocket fuel. Looks like, nope, no other, we have rocket fuel from jelly and ammonia, and I'm not thinking we can do either of those. We need solid fuel, we need light oil, we need to make it in an assembling machine 3. Maybe I should have made this a while ago. Kind of dreading how we're going to need to do this. What do we got? We're cracking light oil directly. Our ratios seem to be pretty decent. What's going on with the coal liquefaction? I feel like I just watched these turn off, but they're clearly being consumed as fast as we can use them. We're not making enough light oil, but unfortunately, we're also not making a crazy amount of anything. Can I fit this here feasibly? Not really. Uh-oh. Yeah, I know, you're not connected to power. Chill, 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 chill. So the petroleum gas is full, so we're obviously using way too much petroleum gas. Or producing way too much petroleum gas is more apt. I'm gonna speed module these as well. It's gonna make us tear through even more coal, which is not the most ideal. Whoops. I'm really surprised how much Vulcanus uses coal and that there's not like a big solution to it other than just hope this patch lasts forever. And we've already used 100k more of it. Oh my god, we're cooked. There must be something I'm missing. I don't think there is, though. Because we don't have crude oil. And crude oil is like the base of everything. Oh, there are more coal patches. There's more coal patches. Okay, okay, never mind. In that case, we'll probably set up more coal patches. We even have one in here and train them over. Phew. Okay, I was thinking this was all I had for coal, and I was like, what do you do afterwards? No, there's more coal. I was super wrong. No longer concerned. Alright, so we need to... Honestly, I want to move everything a little bit so we can set up more production here, but it's kind of a pain. Maybe I just set up a whole new place for production. Maybe we're just making plenty now. It doesn't really feel like we are, though. I think I want to speed module like everything in this supply chain. I know it's gonna like kunk the heck out of our power. Yeah, but those get used up instantly, so maybe it's not worth it. I know I just need to make more, but I don't really have the space right now. Oh, I'm gonna just make more. I need to stop being a little wah-wah baby about this. I need to suck it up. This stone needs to go somewhere else, though. That's the one caveat. I know this stone is coming down so that we can make concrete. At least I believe that's the purpose of that coal. But it just has to go around here, or stone. Man, I'm really struggling with materials today. I want this coal, this calcite to come up here so that I can just make a few facing up here. You see what I'm getting at? I have 6 of them, we'll just double it. You can have one oil refinery, or you can double it and give it to the next person. Obviously, you double and give it to the next person. I'm just taking it. Oh, it's brutal. Think about your fellow person. Trapped in this blue trapped bubble. I wish I could quote low tier god on command. That would be so nice. I feel like my life would have turned out a lot different. It's a really funny way to say what I meant to say, but I'm not even mad about it. It's perfect. This music, which is I think the Gregorius boss fight from Blue Archive, while I'm doing this kind of like coal liquefaction stuff and just setting up like an obscene amount of it, I can tell I'm going a little bit mad with power. But I'm very much committed to it now. And it's gonna be heckin' awesome. That was the wrong position to put that. That is the correct position to put that. You know, getting this up there is going to be a pain in the tuchus. I guess it won't be that bad. This new Dark Souls update looks really autistic. I've been told that before. Look, buddy, as soon as you would have to deal with automation in Dark Souls, it'd be GG. Quick. Set up this low density structure build, or you'll instantly die. You'll be like, oh. Low density structure? I don't know if that's part of my diet. Alright, that should be good enough for what we wanted. This should produce way more fluid than we would ever need, hopefully. I'm also gonna rip the speed modules out of these. I had to deal with Sen's Fortress, I think I can handle it. Respectable. Okay, so now we are plus, as the kids say, in their little Tekken 3 tag team. Actually, I don't know which Tekken was the tag team one. But now we're producing plenty of fluid. Back to making rocket fuel. We need light oil, and we need solid fuel. What is the most efficient way for us to make solid fuel? With heavy oil. Certainly, right? 40 heavy cracks into 30 light. It's more efficient with light fuel? Or light oil? Yeah, I guess so. Okay, cool. I guess we'll crack it down to there. Yeah, so light oil is the most efficient petroleum, or the solid fuel, I hope. It looks like it is. I might be talking about my butt when it comes to that stuff. I don't think I am, but it felt right, so I'm going to commit to it, and then people can say I'm wrong, and then it'll be great. Sen's Fortress is a minigame area in the first Dark Souls full of traps, swinging axes, and small walkways. I think I've seen clips of people getting hit by those things and dying then in the past. Look, buddy, I've survived the Forgotten Woods in Bloodborne. It wasn't really that bad. I didn't like that place. I think it was called Forbidden Woods, maybe not Forgotten, maybe Forbidden. There was some wood involved. You can be sure of that. Okay, so we'll have these make solid fuel from light oil. Now we're making solid fuel. Look, buddy, I can see why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Alright, you got it. You got your 5 minutes. Where the heck is it? Oh, I gotta bring it up. Hold on, I'm sorry. Gosh, this is so embarrassing. Yikes. First time streaming? Awesome. How difficult to make this game? Give me just one moment. I need to pop out the preview. I'll put that on my left screen so that I can still click my right screen. Okay, wow, this looks fantastic. What the heck was I doing? Right. So we're making solid fuel. We want to pull out the solid fuel and then turn that into rocket fuel. Rocket fuel is 10 solid fuel, 10 light oil, and an assembling machine. Oh, this is so awkward. This is a little bit disgusting, actually. This is kind of messed up. Confirm. We need light oil. Actually, you know, let's move this down here. Okay. So their inputs will go here. In there. I tried to click the other monitor. So I'm like, my right monitor is where my mouse actually is, which is where the game is. But I'm looking at my left monitor because I can't overlay the preview onto the game itself. So I just tried to click the left monitor because I knew that my brain was saying I'm playing on the left monitor. That was a whole heckin'... It's hard to describe, but know that my brain is very struggling right now. Why can't I reach that? Where am I? Where is my character? Surely my engineer's like here. Am I over like to the side or something? Where am I? I feel like I can't reach nothing. Like I got like little baby arms or something. That's a splitter. Great. Okay, so I should be able to... Alright, using bots is definitely the play when doing it like this, because this is real heckin' difficult without bots. Oh, there's a power pole in the way. Kind of an excessive amount of undergrounds. It also makes it, like, kind of extremely hard to see chat. Not impossible, but extremely hard. Supply area 18 by 18, so this has to be what we want. Now, through many trials and tribulations, we are producing rocket fuel, which is quite nice to have. I don't think this is going to be quick enough for what we need. I think this is going to be way too slow. But maybe it'll be fine with time. So we got to bring it all the way over there. How much time is left on this? Oh my gosh, my mouse is on the wrong monitor, right? 1 minute and 3 seconds. There we go. Best thing I could do, I think, is to build it backwards. I can't. There we go. Oh, that wasn't so bad. Turns out just holding down one button and praying is sufficient. Kind of how I play Dark Souls as well. Alright, so that actually... We can get rid of this. Can't see it. Oh, I guess my engineer's probably right underneath this half. Thinking about it. It's kind of hard to tell where I am, like, centered-wise. We are now, slowly but surely, making rockets. Don't think we do have some beacons. I can actually see them in my inventory there. Put down some beacons, throw some speed mods in those. Where was my power pole? It's concrete, refined concrete. I don't know where my power pole is. It'll be easier to just copy paste this. I keep moving my mouse across the wrong side. Alright, we're making a rocket. Fantastic. It looks like we do need more production, but where is the production bottlenecked? Looks like just by making more machines, which is easy peasy. I don't know which way this belt goes. You know what? I'm gonna wait out the last like 20 seconds. Oh, cool, it's done. Never mind. That is miserable. Holy. Also, may or may not do this next time you're casually showing all 10k souls and trying to buy enemies. That sounds just diabolical of you. Can't wait. Alright, so... Oh, I made it slightly too close. Let's do this. I'll have to craft 2 more of them. This should be easy. You seem a little bored, so I thought I'd come and spice things up for you. I appreciate it. I think I'm just tired because I had a really, really busy morning. I guess not that busy, but busy enough. If we make one more beacon, we can. I'm gonna just handcraft a beacon real quick, slam that bad boy down, and give all these some speed. I'm also tired, but I'm perpetually tired. I kind of feel that, but lately I haven't been feeling too tired. I shockingly slept through my roommate, like, prepping to head out for work and stuff this morning. Normally I don't sleep through anything, so I was quite surprised that I managed that. Looks like with speed modules we're a little bit better on track here. Oh yeah, we're like in a buffer now. Cool. That rocket fuel build is mostly done. I still don't think we're producing it fast enough for what the ship wants. However, I can now start sending stuff into space after much ado about nothing. So what we will do is set up a requester chest and request some science to send back to Novice. I guess we'll do inequality. Now, where is the Radiant Starfarer? It is above us right now. Looks like it's doing just fine maintaining, but we should be able to ship some science over. Ah, look, it's beautiful. Did we set up Novice's input for more science? I feel like we totally did. Eh? Oh, no, that's how it should be. It's just that they live too, okay. Wait, holy cow! I think this is legally a problem. I don't remember what absolute voodoo I did to create this problem. I guess I was consuming them at a slower pace than I was making them, but that shouldn't be the case. Well, I know a few ways to fix it. Not necessarily eloquent ways, but there's certainly ways. These chests have higher storage, I believe. That's a 48 versus a... No, those are the same. Dang it. Why is this not consuming it as fast as I thought it would? I guess I can just spaghetti some. Not exactly the most ideal thing, but it does solve the problem. It is a hard knock life for us. People don't really see it that way, but it do be that way. Why have we received no metallurgic science? Why does setting it to any quality make it so it receives nothing? Oh, because I have it at 0. That, you know, that'll do it. Can't set a number for any quality? Weird. Okay, I'll just request uncommon, I guess, next. I guess I can have different boxes, so that'll be the easiest way to do it. Change that one over to rare. Change this one over to uncommon, and then change this one over to normie. I don't mean this in a negative way whatsoever, but I came to realize the chat GPT female voice sounds a lot like you. Buddy, how do you think I made all this money? They came to me. Jonathan Chat came to me and said, will you be my chat GPT? And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Is that related to CBT at all? And then they hung up on me and I didn't get the job. I don't understand why this did not... Is it because this filled up? I guess the output's full, which just makes so much uranium. You know what I need to do is just like start turning this into bullets or something. Next best thing, we're gonna set up a buffer chest for now. I lied. I mean, I didn't lie. I kind of lied, but I didn't really lie. But I lied a little bit. You have to forgive me just this once for being a dirty, rotten liar. Does this work here? I'm being dumb as bricks. I'm gonna just do it over here. That's better. I'll just have 2 buffer chests. Really surprised. I didn't think I'd have to, or be applicable to get buffer chests for the uranium. I guess I just make so much of it. And our base isn't really using much of it, so it makes sense. Oh, you know what, actually? I'll put a requester chest here. No, that won't work. Will that work? Maybe it'll work. Requester chests for the 235 that's sitting in that box over there. I don't know if any of it ends up over here, it'll get yeeted over there. But also I think I might just grab from these ones because these are active providers. I mean, I guess if I make them storage chests, they won't be pulled from? Oh no, there shouldn't be any in there, okay. Wait, I don't actually want that. That's the opposite of what I want. I mean, it's kind of what I want. It's also not what I want at all. Crazy how that works. You should check Pokemon at some point again. TCG Pocket? Yeah, I should. That's a good point. I haven't checked it for a couple days. Alright, so back to what I was doing before. Is Novice prepared for science? I got really distracted there. No, it is not. But it also totally is. Okay, so Novice should be good to accept space science now, so I'm going to deliver this to the Starfarer because it's already full. Appreciate the goals and the 100 emojis, T. The energy you bring is unmatched. So what do we want for our science? Now that we've successfully done this, we can actually rep some of our science, which is quite nice to do. Chat, would you be mad if I ended up being an AI voice? What if I've just been an AI since the beginning? That'd be crazy. Welcome, I'm glad I can help distract you from the real goal. Use your science to make a portal gun? I can make an artillery. Does that count? I can also make atomic bombs, which is a lot like that if you just close your eyes and hope, I guess. Why did we want coal liquefaction? Oh, this is just an improvement on what I was doing before. It makes way more stuff and it spits out all three. We want coal liquefaction. I think we want this first, then liquefaction, then turbo transports, and then artillery. I regret to inform you, AI didn't exist when you were created. Damn. Brutal. Alright, so the Radiant Starfarer is now going to have some rules on it. Is it cargo that I'm looking for? I'm gonna say no because fluids don't pop up here. Circuit condition. I guess I can set up circuits for it. That should be fine. Surprised it has to be circuit condition though. Alright, thruster, oxidizer, thruster fuel. Okay, so we want those to be capped out, otherwise I do not want you to go anywhere. Get rid of the time passed ones. We're going to go to novice. We're going to make a request for metallurgic science. Do 600 again. Although I think we have to put in a request for different kinds of it now too. We will do equal to or greater than normal. It's so weird that it just sits at 0 though. Just grab as much as you can. I swear that wasn't working before. Maybe I just set it up dumb previously. How does it feel to be older than Google? It sucks. Thank you for checking. It's not super cash money. It's not as bad as it could be, but it's certainly not like the most cash money thing ever. Definitely like an eye-opener now that like if I were to be like, you know what, maybe I will like grab a new competitive game and see if I can try it out, that I'm gonna just be getting crushed by people like a quarter of my age. Even going back to Rocket League, like all the players are just like little nooblets, but they're heckin' better nooblets than me. A quarter? Yeah, I could see people being a quarter of my age beating me in games for sure. Faker is still the GOAT and he's old. How old is Faker League of Legends? Faker's 29. That somehow makes me feel way worse. Oh my god, so much science. I'm gonna just manually grab a bunch of it. I should just belt the science out here instead of having a request. Alright, so we want to set up the Radiant Starfarer so it has a request for metallurgic science. Greater than or equal to normal. Is that less than or equal to normal? Is that why it's not working? It is. I'm dumb as bricks. That's why it wasn't working. But that doesn't even request anymore, does it? No, I guess it still does. No, it requests from everything but those. That's so weird. Why are you the way you are? Unless I have it equal to 0, it doesn't... Or equal to normal quality, I guess. It doesn't grab. I don't know why. Whatever. Unimportant. Let's just keep delivering as much as we can. I've been into watching SC2 pros. They're all the same pros from 15 years ago. When I started watching it, I thought maybe I was watching old videos. 500 to 600 APM gods of the game. I remember seeing people hitting like 400 APM. And people were like, that's incredible. Doesn't surprise me that people got better over time. This being said, don't get old. There's always my advice to the world. Don't bother getting old. It's not worth it. The payout is not heckin' cash money. What the heck was I doing? That's another thing about getting old. You forget what you're doing all the time. Man, if the Radiant Starfarer like crashes on the way home with like all this metallurgic science that we worked so hard to get, that'd be really funny. But like, override the minimum amount delivered by our single rocket to a lowered value. No, it doesn't matter. I just want to like... just get a bunch of metallurgic science. I don't know why you're like so allergic to getting higher quality ones too. Maybe I'll ask my roommate about this or something. I'm very confused. How does it feel to be older than Faker? It's not great. Could be worse though. Thanks for checking. Alright, so now this is gonna like manually send rockets whenever they're full. We still have a bunch of science to send, but we have like a tremendous amount of science already on the Radiant Starfarer. I also need to upgrade the Radiant Starfarer too, or at least I'd like to. I'm only requesting 2k, that's way less than we would need. How about 10k? Not enough to fill one rocket. What do you mean? I don't understand how these requests work. I think I'm gonna just send this back and start getting some of the researches. Once this one arrives, we'll send it off. Alright, little wrap up for what we did today. The thing I'm gonna wrap up after this ship makes it, because I'm getting a little worn out. That mine's so slow. But we set up a nice little circuit stack up here. Looks pretty clean, not bad. Did some basic automation and stuff so that we can potentially leave this place pretty soon. I think we gotta set up roboports still, but mostly everything else is set up that we need to go to safely get out. We set up our rockets. We're consuming rocket fuel at a faster pace than we're producing it, which means we're producing 0, which means something went wrong, which means we're not making any stuff here because any of the stuff isn't going out here because we ran out of stuff here because this was never connected in the first place. Because it was never connected in the first place. But now it's connected so it should work again. Eventually, whenever the bots get to it. I hate that for me. Yeah, I know. Wah. Miko's complaining again. Tell me about it. We need green circuits and copper cables. Can I nab some of those? I want to make one more... yoink. One more beacon. Slam a few speed modules in that for the rocket fuel. There's nowhere like good to place this. Oh, I'll just do 2 of them, I guess. Can I even fit a second one? Yes, but it's awkward. Just kidding, it's not awkward at all. It does look pretty bad though, so let's move this one to match it to look equally bad. We do take damage from time to time, but we're still holding them off, so I'm going to assume that we're fine. It's been a while since we've had to, like, do anything on Novice. Alright, so these are sped up quite a bit now. It probably isn't even that big of a deal. How much can the Starfarer hold? Pretty decent amount. I keep saying I'm gonna send it back, and then I keep not doing it. I just gotta commit to him. After this rocket, after we send up this stuff, we're sending the Starfarer back. Did I set up so that Novice is gonna take off the science on its own? The next my rocket silo up here. There it is. I don't understand how this logistics request works. It says 0. Normally you have to put in an amount. I wanted to take infinite, but I don't think it'll take any. Rocket's coming up. Alright, we're sending this out and then we're eating, like I said. I mean, I'll stay here, but I'll send the ship away. Because it's almost full anyways. Could set up a second rocket silo, but I don't feel like it right now. Right, let's set up our circuit conditions. That needs to be 25k. Needs to be equal to 25k. I'm gonna assume that our bullets will be made by then, because that's what's traditionally happened. We don't want to unload cargo at Vulcanis. We do want to unload at Novice. Did it get the rocket already? I didn't see it arrive, but let's just send it. It probably didn't, I just missed it. So we're going to Novice. This is going to check and make sure that we are completely out of metallurgic science, at least the normal one. It won't leave unless the metallurgic science is at 0 and the fuel is at 0. Or the fuel is at 25k, sorry. I don't know how to set it up. I guess, item count, we'll do metallurgic science. I guess we'll put it at like 2k. Equal to or greater than 2k. So it'll leave when it has more than 2k. It's now stopped at Novice. It's working on this condition, but it's not going to be able to achieve that anytime soon. It's also not going to be able to drop off anything. You would have to have a couple standard Mewtwo EX cards from the original 3 packs, which is the last card need to complete that pack, huh? I probably do. Going back to Novice. Let me check for you. So you're not... Why aren't you the way you are? Oh, is it because I did it the wrong way and I'm dumb? No, it's not eating any of this. Doesn't eat down for that either. I don't understand. But if I set it to this and just set it to like 2k, it'll just start eating them constantly. I guess I can manually do the quality ones, but like, what the heck gives? I'm sure it's like wicked obvious. Alright, well there goes our Metallurgic science. We're now beginning our research on cliff explosivos. And some quality science on the belt too. Oh my god, our cliff explosives are going actually quite quick. Hold on, I gotta post this in the group chat. You see where it peaks out at, actually. 150 is looking like. Oh, it's still going up. Holy. Sure, I'll download 1 megabyte of data. Thanks for asking, Pokemon TCG Pocket. Fellas, I hate to say it, but I've mastered yet another planet in the galactic conquest of my life. Freedom and weep, or feel free to praise me, because you know, if you know, you know. I'm actually quite surprised at how fast our SPM is. Now, let me check my cards really quick. So it was Mewtwo EX original pack. Boop, boop, boop. Can I search for the word Mewtwo? I have 2 Mewtwo EXs from the original pack. Would you like one? I also apparently have the immersive art for it as well. Find an EX card or a few you don't have so I can hit you back. Right, I was supposed to set up my wishlist thing. We are ripping through science right now. I didn't realize we'd sent that much down. But we certainly did. POV, you're a science pack. Cause you know if you know, you know. Oh man, the group chat comes up with such bangers whenever I post things. How do I see what cards I'm missing? Is that like a thing you can do? Ooh. I don't know. Okay, so I put this playlist on shuffle. There's 269 songs on the playlist. It is played like the same 5 songs over and over again. Let me see. Cool. 4 stars are EXs. You know which song I miss used to play before stream? What song? I don't even remember anymore. Alright. It was a weird one. Fortunately, I don't know which weird song I used to play before stream that you used to like. Was it, Everybody Wham Wham or whatever it was? Okay. I got you, hold on. I still don't know what the heck it's from. I'm setting some EX cards right now on my wish list. There you go, while we're just staring at my science packs. You can sort by 4-star and hit the little slidey thing. That's what I was doing. Appreciate it. There's an EVEX? Holy. Such a banger song. It's got some bangosity to it, I'll give you that. Alright, I just favorited a bunch of random EX cards I was missing. No stress on them or anything, you can also just give me something random. But I have favorited a bunch of those now. There's an Entei Suicune and Raikou EX? That's sick. I want all the Eevee EXs. I should pull the Eevee pack more. Dude, I love Sylveon. Sweet, appreciate it. I just sent you your Mewtwo. I'll be honest with you, I did not think we sent nearly enough metallurgic science for all of this. But apparently we've done most of the researches already. I guess I'll queue up asteroid reprocessing. Probably gonna run out pretty soon though. I think you only trade cards of equivalent value, but I have plenty, so no worries. Hey, it works for me. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. Alright. On that wham wham note, I'm gonna wrap up stream. I got the silo set up like I wanted to. We've sent some metallurgic science successfully, so we set up the silo. We installed a few more miners, but we're going to need more of those. We're going to need to get coal from over here at some point. But the important thing is that we got cliff explosives, which are going to be very important for us going forward. So we're going to want to do cliff explosives, and we're going to want to do an improved version of our coal liquefaction that we were doing before. We've now saved our game. Just for some perspective, we are now 45 hours into this playthrough, which isn't too much, but it's also not too bad. You just have about 5 share cards pending too. Well, thank you very much. I'll make sure to grab them. But on that note, we are going to wrap up stream. I'm going to turn music back on Factorio because it's really heckin' dope music. Assuming it'll kick on. Appreciate you watching, hanging around, catching the live, catching the VOD, not catching it all. Tomorrow or the next day, what did we do yesterday? We did Dark Souls yesterday, I think. Might do more Dark Souls tomorrow. Might do more Shapes tomorrow. Probably one of those two. And then the other one the next day. Anyways, I appreciate you. Hopefully we'll see you next time. Bye for now.